All right, today we're doing something really cool. We're going to tear down and rebuild a masterclass in business strategy. It's a complete pitch for a concept called Pico Masala. Think Indian Latino fusion. We're going to see exactly how you take a simple idea and engineer it into a brand that's aiming for $1 billion payday. So, it all comes down to this one massive question, right? The entire pitch is built to answer this. And we're not just talking about opening a little restaurant here. We're talking about building an empire from the ground up. So how do you even do that? Let's get into it. Okay, first things first. It all starts with a really crucial shift in mindset. You have to understand this was never pitched as just another local food spot. No way. The whole thing was approached with this super aggressive, scalable mindset. Like a tech startup. And believe me, that changes everything. And this quote from the actual pitch deck, wow, it just lays the ambition right out there. The goal isn't to make a living, it's to build an asset, something that's designed from the very first day for $1 billion+ acquisition. That level of audacity, that's the lens through which every single decision is made from here on out. So where do you even start with something this big? Well, you might think it's with recipes, but nope, it starts with data. The team zeroed in on the University of Illinois campus. And get this, you've got almost 60,000 students, over 15,000 of them are international, and the basic meal plan costs nearly $3,000 a year. So what's the story the numbers are telling? Deep down, there's this huge problem. Students are just sick and tired of the same old food. They've got meal plan fatigue. And that data, it doesn't just point to an opportunity. It screams that there's a massive, gaping hole in the market. Think about it. There's no Indian Latino fusion. There's no subscription model to compete with those boring dining halls. And there's basically nothing for students who want good, late-night food. It's a totally wide-open field, just waiting for someone to claim it. Okay, so data can get you a target. It can show you where the money is. But it can't create a real connection. For that, you gotta build a soul for the brand. And in this pitch, the real secret sauce isn't the food at all. It's the story, a powerful, emotional story that becomes the foundation for absolutely everything. And here's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. The power of a great name is just on full display. The original name they had was Quick and Fresh. I mean, it's generic, it's forgettable, it's even hard to spell. But Pico Masala? Come on. That's evocative, it's memorable, and it immediately starts telling you that story of fusion. It's a name that practically sells itself. So to build out that story, the pitch creates this absolutely incredible, epic, century-long romance. It's like something out of a movie. It all starts back in 1924, on a dock in Cartagena. You've got Ravi, an Indian wireless operator, who literally crashes into Isabel, a local poet. In the chaos, his cardamom spills into her pico picante, and bam, Pico Masala is accidentally born. But then they're separated for years. All they have are these little mementos. Then, in 1930, they're both invited to the same World's Fair in Chicago, without even knowing it. And finally, in 1933, they reunite right there at the fair, under a sign that promises a place where the prairie meets the sky. And this one line, this one phrase that Ravi supposedly scribbled for Isabel, this becomes the beating heart of the entire brand. One bite, two hearts. That isn't just a cute line from the story. It becomes the tagline. It's the promise. It's the emotional soul of Pico Masala. All right, so you have this amazing story. But how do you take something abstract like that and turn it into a physical, unforgettable experience? This is the part I love. This is where the brand really, truly comes to life. And here it is, the first piece of visual proof. Check out this logo. This isn't just some pretty graphic, right? It's a visual summary of that entire origin story we just talked about. It's designed to make you feel the fusion before you even take a single bite. I mean, just look at the detail here. Every single element is completely intentional. You've got the peacock for India and the pelican for the Colombian coast. That swirl in the middle, that's the spice plume, representing that crash on the dock. You see the heart at the core? That's the one bite, two hearts promise, made real. Even the lettering, that hand-cut feel, is a nod to old-school World's Fair posters. See? It's all connected. And the story doesn't just stop with the logo. No, it literally greets you at the front door. The proposed storefront has this amazing neon sign that says, "Enter the crash." It's designed to make you stop and wonder, what does that even mean? You have to go inside to figure it out. And just like that, you've become a part of the story. And this is the payoff. Look at this transformation. On the left, you've got your basic, empty, boring retail space. But on the right, whoa, you have a completely immersive world. This isn't just a place to eat. It's practically a movie set with these incredible, vibrant murals and even a statement rickshaw inside. The whole thing is designed from the ground up to be an experience you just have to share. Totally Instagrammable. Okay, so you've built this incredible world for the brand. That's awesome. But now, how do you actually conquer the market? The pitch doesn't just cross its fingers and hope people show up. It lays out a super detailed, meticulous plan for a complete and total campus takeover. And the plan is smart. It doesn't just target everyone. It gets laser-focused on these very specific data-backed customer profiles. So you've got Rohan, the Indian grad student who misses home-cooked food. You've got Emily, the pre-med undergrad pulling all-nighters in the library. And you even have Mrs. Garcia, the mom back in Chicago who's worried her kid isn't eating right. Each one of them has a very specific need and a very specific trigger you can pull. And then there's this. This is the master stroke. A marketing hook so bold, so audacious, it's pretty much guaranteed to get the entire campus talking. It's called the No Biryani for B's GPA guarantee. Basically, if your GPA drops below a 3.0, they'll refund your unused meal subscription. How crazy is that? It hits right at the biggest anxieties of both students and their parents. Is it a little controversial?
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly why it's so brilliant. So the launch itself isn't just a party. It's planned out like a precise 3-phase military operation. Seriously. Step 1, pre-launch. This is all about building buzz and hype before the doors even open. Step 2, grand opening. This is where you convert all that buzz into those massive viral-worthy lines stretching down the block. And then, step 3, momentum. This is how you sustain the traffic and lock in that success for the long haul. But look, you don't get to $1 billion valuation just by selling bowls of food. It's just not going to happen. A real empire needs more. It needs multiple ways to make money, all of them connected back to that core brand story. And that's exactly what the plan does. It builds in these really smart, extra revenue streams. Things like a mini Patel pantry where they sell hard-to-find Indian and Latin snacks, a curated fridge of cool global drinks, and my favorite, these exam week lifesaver meal kits. Every single one of these is designed to bump up the average amount a customer spends. It turns every visit into a potential upsell. Now, this is a really cool little peek behind the curtain. What you're seeing here is an alternate design concept they explored, with more street art and folk decor. This just goes to show they didn't just land on that final design by accident. It wasn't a lucky first guess. This is proof that getting to the perfect concept takes a ton of creative work and exploring different paths. Okay, and all of this brings us to the climax of the pitch, the big question. We've seen the story, we've seen the design, we've seen the strategy. It's all amazing, but is that billion-dollar dream just a dream? Or is it backed up by actual numbers? Well, let's look at the math. And this is where it gets real. This isn't just fantasy football. It's a formula. The pitch actually uses data from the sales of similar brands, plugs in their subscription model, and maps out the exact steps to that massive valuation. With just 4 stores, they're projecting a $50 million valuation. And at 80 stores, the billion-dollar dream isn't a dream anymore. It's just math. So when you put it all together, you realize this pitch is so much more than just an idea for a restaurant. It's a complete end-to-end blueprint for how you build a brand from nothing all the way to a potential billion-dollar exit. That was a blueprint for Pico Masala. It's all there. So the real question this leaves us with is, what will you build with yours?